Hi, I'm Jim Bumgardner, also known as Crazy Dad, and I'm going to show you one of the new puzzles on my site. If you look in the announcements, there's a few new puzzles. Crop Key, which I've shown in another video, Train Tracks, which I'll show in another video, and I'm going to show Vermicelli in this one, which is related to train tracks. So let's go find it. If we go down, there's Train Tracks, and there's Vermicelli. Train Tracks is available in printable and interactive versions, but you'll see the printer is grayed out on Vermicelli because there is only an interactive version, and that's what we'll look at. Um, if I show you a finished puzzle, you'll see basically how this works. You're going to make a circuit or a path that connects to itself, kind of like a loop of string. That path will visit every single square in the grid, as you can see. And it's not allowed to touch itself. It's not allowed to make forks or anything like that. And it's not allowed to cross these dark barriers. And the barriers are basically your clues for solving the puzzle. So let's solve some easy ones first. So the first thing you can do is any square that only has one way to get in and one way to get out, two openings, um, you can click on those openings. That square is forced. Similarly, this square here is forced. And there's a bunch of squares on this board that are forced. So let's just find them all. So here's another one. Here's one that's forced. Corners are always forced, so we can just do those right away. This one is forced. Here's another corner. Here's a corner. That one's forced. Here's a corner. Here's a corner. And then this is a tunnel, a forced tunnel. Here's another one. This one is forced to go down. You'll notice that you'll notice here you can't cross here. If I were to cross here, it shades it because I have auto check answers turned on down here, and I'll just leave it on for now. But you can't cross here, so that means that these have to go in some other directions. This one can't go up, is forced to go down. This one is forced to go up. This one is forced to go up. This one is forced to go down. And now the options here are limited. I can't go to the right, can't go to the left, so it must go down. We can't use this one now, so this has to go to the left. And we can't go down here because it would make a illegal subloop. So that solves it. And we get a lovely flying cat. Let's solve one more, shall we? Corner, corner, straight, corner, straight, corner, straight, corner, straight, corner, forced, corner, corner, forced, corner, corner, forced, corner, forced, 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 forced. Not bad. When you solve the 12th puzzle in any book, these numbers down here are volume book puzzle number. When you get to the 12th puzzle, you always get this screen that gives you a lovely bit of nonsense to copy into your social media, just like those people that play Wordle. So now let's solve a more complicated puzzle like this one that will get into more complicated strategy. I'll do the next one. So we'll start with the easy stuff, corners and straights. Corner, straight, corner, corner, straight, force, corner, straight, corner, 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 straight, straight, corner, force, corner, straight, 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 corner, straight. That's force because it can't go to the left. This is a corner here now. Okay, now we're getting into more complicated bits of strategy. Good. Well, not quite yet. Here's a straight. Now things are getting more complicated. If you look at this little guy here, hi, you'll see that I can't use both of these like that because it would make a little circle. So since I can't use both of these, and this square has to have an in and an out, that means this edge has to be used. Because if I were to not use it, then we would have to make that little circle, and that would be bad. That forces this guy to go in that way. Now, I don't yet know if it goes like this or if it goes like that, but I do know that I just made a corner. Oh, I guess we do know. So that is good, and there's possibly some more of these waiting to be found. There's another one right here. Can't use both of these, so this must go that way. I can't use both of these because this would happen. So this must go down this way. And now we have a chain of these inferences. If you look at this, I can't use both of these because if I were to use both of those, then this would be forced to go up like that, and that would happen, and that would be bad. So since I can't use both of these, this goes down like that. Again, I can't use both of these, so this must go out like that because it can't go down. And okay, I can see here that I can't go in this direction because it would force a circle like this, as you can see. So just as a reminder, I'm going to put an X there. I don't use the X's a whole lot. You can festoon your puzzle with X's if it helps make things clear. And in fact, it does make something clear here that I have a straight here that I missed before. So let's go ahead and put that in. Now we've got a corner. I've got a forced exit here. I can't go to the left here because it makes a little sub loop. So this must go up. I can't use both of these edges because it would make a sub loop like so. So this must go like that. This goes like that. That goes like that. So we've made some good progress here. And now I'm noticing something. And this gets into one of the more advanced rules. If you look at this line right here, you'll see that there are 5 crossings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossings along this line. And there's only one available space to do another crossing. Now, there is a mathematical principle, which you may or may not be familiar with, called Hamiltonian circuits, that says the number of crossings on any line on this puzzle must be even. And if you look at this, you'll notice that all the parts of the puzzle that are finished, there are indeed an even number of lines. Let's take a look at the chalkboard and take a deeper dive into why that is so. So imagine that I've got a line, just an arbitrary line, and I'm drawing just a simple loop. Whoop, there's my simple loop. And you'll see that there are 2 crossings on the line. Now, try to, with either a piece of string or on a piece of paper, try to make it so that there's not a number of crossings. You'll find that you can't really do it because if I cross once, it always has to come back. So you get the initial 2 crossings, and then anytime you pull the string in, it's going to make 2 more crossings. And so there's always going to be an even number, or 0. In other words, you could have a loop that's just all on one side of the line. So 0 crossings, 2 crossings, 4 crossings, but you can't make 5 crossings. So that is the Hamiltonian circuit idea. And let's go back to the puzzle. So there are 5 crossings here. Can't have that, so this crossing must be used. And now we can solve a big chunk of the puzzle. This is forced to go down here. This is forced to go up. Great. This is forced to go out. Now we have a little potential subloop here that can't happen. So we go out here. This guy is forced. This is forced. We've got a new corner here, a new corner up here. This can't be used, so these guys are forced. And the puzzle is done. And instead of doing my taxes, I just finished this puzzle. Yay, I'll copy that for my social media. And that's Vermicelli. I hope you like it. I'll see you on the next one.